victims of attacks in Barcelona and a nearby resort came from around the world and across generations. A Canadian with an adventurous spirit, a Portuguese woman celebrating her 74th birthday, a 3-year-old Spanish boy enjoying a day out with his family. They are among 14 people killed and more than 120 others wounded in Barcelona and the nearby town of Cambrils on Thursday and Friday. They came from nearly 36 countries, where loved ones are in mourning and celebrating their lost lives. Here are some details about the victims. Ian Moore Wilson, of Canada, was on holiday with his wife of 53 years, Fiona Wright, when he was killed. Ian Moore Wilson, Canada. Ian Moore Wilson's daughter Fiona described him as an adventurous traveler and much-loved husband, father, brother and grandfather. The Vancouver Police Department issued a statement from Fiona, a staff sergeant in the force, saying that Wilson had been killed and his wife Valerie had been injured in the attack on Los Ramblas in Barcelona. Fiona Wilson and the Vancouver police thanked the emergency workers and others who helped her father in his final moments and got medical assistance for her mother. In the midst of this tragedy, my dad would want those around him to focus on the extraordinary acts of human kindness that our family has experienced over the past several days, and that is exactly what we intend to do, she wrote. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said 1 Canadian was killed and 4 injured in the extremist attacks in Spain. Granddaughter and grandmother, 20 and 74, Portugal. The 2 were in Barcelona to celebrate the grandmother's birthday when they were caught up in the horror on Los Ramblas, according to Portuguese media reports. They had arrived in the city for a week's vacation just a few hours before they were killed, José Luis Carneiro, a Lisbon official, told reporters. The older woman was reported dead Friday, while the younger woman was initially reported as missing before finally being identified Saturday. Those hours left her parents in a painful limbo, Carneiro said. The parents are broken-hearted, Carneiro said. Firstly, because they were caught by surprise by the death of the Mont's mother and then spent hours not knowing what had happened to their daughter. The victims' names were not released. Pepita Cadena, 75, Spain. Pepita Cadena's death was confirmed by Xavier Villamala, the mayor of Hipólito de Vodriga, the town of 3,000 people where she was from near Barcelona. Villamala said on Twitter he was very sad and distressed by the news. Local media reported that Cadena's daughter, Elizabeth, was injured in the attack, but is currently out of danger at Hospital del Mar in Barcelona. Bruno Galota, 35, of Italy, died protecting his children during the terror attack on Thursday. Bruno Galota, 35, Italia father from Legnano in northern Italy, is being praised as a hero who protected his children during an attack in Barcelona. One of his Galota's work colleagues, Pino Bruno, told the Italian news agency ANSA that he saved the life of his 2 young children, Alessandro, 6, and Aria, 7 months, by throwing himself between them and the van that mowed people down. Bruno said he spoke to Galota's wife, Martina, and she told him her husband had been holding the 6-year-old's hand on the tourist-thronged avenue in Barcelona when the van appeared suddenly. Everyone knelt down, instinctively, as if to protect themselves, Bruno said, adding that Galota put himself in front of his children and was fatally struck. Galota was a sales manager for Tom's Hardware Italia, an online publication about technology. Rest in peace, Bruno. And protect your loved ones from up high, read one tribute on the company's website. Carmine Leopardo, 80, Italia Leopardo, apparently the oldest person to die in the attack, was among 3 Italians killed in Barcelona, according to Italy's foreign ministry. In a statement, it said Leopardo was killed in the vile terrorist attack in Barcelona, without providing details. News reports said Leopardo was an Italian who had immigrated to Argentina in 1950 and was visiting Barcelona. Silvina Alejandra Pereira, 40, Argentina and Spain. Argentina's foreign ministry says Pereira, an Argentine Spanish dual citizen who resided in Barcelona for the last 10 years, is among those who died. It says in a statement that her death was confirmed through family members living in Bolivia after a cousin identified her body at a morgue in Barcelona. The Argentine government expressed its deep regret over the pain caused to Pereira's family and friends and said its diplomatic missions in Barcelona and Madrid are working to assist. Francisco López Rodríguez, 57, and Javier Martínez, 3, Spain. Francisco López Rodríguez was killed with his 3-year-old grandnephew, Javier Martínez, while walking along the Los Ramblas promenade in Barcelona. López was accompanied by his wife Rosa, who is recovering from her wounds in a hospital. Her niece and the niece's 2 children, one of them Javier. Spanish national Francisco López Rodríguez, left, 57, and his 3-year-old grandnephew, Javier Martínez, were killed in Thursday's attack as they walked down the Los Ramblas promenade. He was a lovely man, kind and charitable and always telling jokes, said 81-year-old Natalia Moreno Perez from López's native town of Lantera, some 700 inhabitants outside Granada in southern Spain. Lopez emigrated from the town with his family in the 1960s to seek work, and lived in Rubi, a migrant town of 75,000 people northwest of Barcelona. Leading newspaper El País said Lopez worked as a metal worker in Rubi and had been walking back from Barcelona port area when the van burst onto Las Ramblas. "We are a broken family," niece Raquel Barron Lopez posted on Twitter. Luca Russo, 25, was dragged to his death before his girlfriend's eyes during the attack. Luca Russo, 25, Italy. One of Italy's 3 victims in the Barcelona van attack is being mourned as a brilliant young engineer dragged to his death before his girlfriend's eyes. A determined Luca Russo, 25, already had a job in electronic engineering, no easy feat in Italy, where youth unemployment runs stubbornly high. "We were investing in him, we wanted to make him grow professionally," the Italian news agency ANSA quoted Stefano Ficcinello, one of the partners in the Padua area company where Russo had worked for a year, as saying. The girlfriend, Marta Skomazin, who was hospitalized with a fractured foot and elbow, told an aunt that "we were walking together, then the van came on top of us." Ana Maria Suarez, Spanish royal family sent condolences to Suarez family in its Twitter account after Ana Maria died in the attack in the resort town of Cambrils. According to local media, the woman was originally from the city of Zaragoza, and was on vacation with her family. Her husband and one of her sisters are injured in a hospital. She is the only civilian to have been killed in Cambrils, where attackers wearing fake explosives belts were shot to death by police. Jared Tucker, 42, USA California resident Jared Tucker, 42, and his wife were ending their European vacation in Barcelona after visiting Paris and Venice, and were on their way to a beach when they decided to stop at a café on La Rambla. Shortly after her husband left to use the restroom, all mayhem broke out, Heidi Nunes Tucker told NBC News. Later, she learned that he was among those killed in the truck attack in Barcelona, the only known American fatality. California resident Jared Tucker, 42, and his wife were ending their European vacation in Barcelona when Tucker was killed during the terror attack. Nunes Tucker, 40, called her husband "truly the love of my life," and says she is struggling to make sense of the violence. Tucker's father, Daniel Tucker, said the couple had saved for the vacation to celebrate their 1-year wedding anniversary. Jared Tucker, who worked with his father in a family business remodeling swimming pools, had a magnetic personality and people loved him, his father told the Associated Press. He liked to fish, play golf and other sports, and leaves behind 3 daughters. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson expressed condolences to the victim's family. Elke van Bockrijk, of Belgium, died during the attack when she and her family were on vacation in Barcelona. Van Bockrijk, Belgium. Van Bockrijk was at the KFC or Tongeren soccer club nearly every day ferrying her 10 and 14-year-old boys back and forth to training and matches, said team president Arnold Partens. The family was on vacation in Barcelona. The boys and their father, a policeman, were unhurt, he said. Team Vice President Herwig Dezers said coaches and players would stand in silence to remember her over the next few days and talk to the children about what happened. A picture of Van Bockrijk now rests on the bar inside the clubhouse. Julian Cadman, 7, Australia, Britain and Philippines. Julian Cadman was confirmed dead on Sunday after his dad flew from Sydney to identify his body as his mother recovered in the hospital. The British and Australian governments and Catalan emergency services announced the death of 7-year-old Julian Cadman on Sunday. The boy, a dual citizen of Australia and Britain, had been missing since the attack that seriously injured his mother. Julian and his mother, Jom Cadman, were in Barcelona for a family wedding and enjoying the sights when a van sped down Las Ramblas targeting pedestrians. His mother, a 43-year-old from the Philippines who had been living in Australia, was hospitalized. "He was so energetic, funny and cheeky, always bringing a smile to our faces," the child's family said in a statement released by the Australian Department for Foreign Affairs after his death was announced. On Friday, Julian's grandfather posted an appeal on Facebook with Julian's photo asking for help finding him. The Australian Prime Minister asked people to pray for him, and the British Prime Minister said the government was urgently looking into his situation. The family statement extended sympathy to others coping with losses and thanked all those who helped search for Julian, saying, "Your kindness was incredible during a difficult time. We are so blessed to have had him in our lives and will remember his smiles and hold his memory dear to our hearts."